Hello everybody, it's Tom Colton here, and more stories of the trials and tribulations of the vineyard. Ta-da! Anyway, we had problems last couple of years. We had fungus, black rot, Japanese beetles, aphids. Actually, they're called phylloxera, and they destroy the leaves. There's nothing I can do about the phylloxera, but I can try to spray for the Japanese beetles, and I put Draconil on to try to keep the fungus from going crazy. But we had lots of rain, lots and lots of rain, and I had to empty some of the water out of here. I'm thinking that might be the problem. We also had a freeze 2 years ago and a year before that, and I'm thinking that that's what killed off some of these grapes. But I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyway, these survived here, but as you can see, oops. The sun here, I can't see too well. I replanted new Frontenac here and here. That's a blueberry bush right there. And then on this corner as well, we planted right there. If you take it a little sideways here, you can get kind of an idea of sort of the ones that made it and the ones that did not. So today, Kathy and I planted 12 Frontenac. Starting over again. These are pretty good wine grapes, sort of like a Zinfandel, I think, anyway. Had one good year out of them. The second year was pretty acidic. And third year, there wasn't a third year, so we made jelly. The fourth year didn't happen at all. So this is year number 5, I believe. So we decided to plant 12 more, and I actually pulled out the 12 that didn't look so good. I'll see if I can give you an idea what I'm talking about. This one I decided to keep. This one here, see if I can get kind of close to it. You can see I cut it off right there. It's really hard to tell, but it just went bad on me, so I just cut off the top vine, and this one survived okay. That's a new one I planted. And of course this one looks pretty good. I mean, the main vine died away, but we've got these shoots down here that came up, and they look really good and healthy. So I kept that one for that reason. And of course this one over here looks pretty good. You can see we're going to have some fruit there, and that's pretty neat. So anyway, these are all Frontenac. It's a wine grape, and I don't think I'm going to have wine this year. There probably won't be enough. Maybe next year, huh? I'm going to stop, and I'm going to show you my other little minor vineyard that I have, so I'll be back. All right, so here we are against my fence here. These are my Prairie Star. When I first started growing grapes, I had all these Prairie Star planted at the other vineyard, but I became more of a red wine drinker, so I pulled them out. And I did get some more, and because I did like them, we made jelly out of them, and it was really good, so decided to plant some Prairie Star down here by my fence. So you can get a little closer. These are actually flowering pretty nicely. See if I can get close here. You see some of that. This one's better to look at, so let me go into the next plant here, the next vine. You can see right here, it's really sunny out, so it's really hard to see. This one definitely is flowering. That means there's going to be grapes on this. So I've sprayed these with fungicide. Spray some deer stuff on it to keep the deer away, because deer like to eat these things. So I sprayed some stinky stuff on it. Am I going too fast here? There. So anyway, these are the Prairie Star, and that's a new Frontenac that I had an extra space, so I planted an extra Frontenac down here. So if that does well, we'll just add it to the others. I can't mix these grapes for wine because you don't want to mix a white and a red. That's not going to happen. So I'll make jelly out of these. You can't eat them because they got seeds in them. They're not eating grapes. They are wine grapes, and you can use them also for making jelly, not preserves, because with the preserves certainly there will be seeds in it and it won't work too well. So we'll make jelly out of these. This is Prairie Star. These are hybrid wines, vines that were designed like about 100 years ago that will withstand really cold weather, below 0 temperatures. So I don't know what happened to my other Frontenac that died, but I'm thinking it was 2 winters in a row that was cold, or maybe some of the rain that we had. We had lots of rain for the last 3 or 4 years in April, May, June. Flooding rains, and I'm afraid that the whole vineyard may be damaged by that. I don't know. Now today I did something different. I had a Concord grape about 8 years ago that grew really well, and I lost it again. That one died right after the winter, that freeze. So I bought 2 more Concords. So these are eating grapes, seedless grapes, and we just planted those today. There's one there, and again there's one over here. That's a Concord, and one's got a flower on it, but I doubt it's going to fruit. So we're just going to let that, cut them back. I prune them back a little bit so they'll grow. Put a lot of energy into it and let it grow up, and then we'll keep tying them up and train them up across. I'm using the fence as a trellis, but that may not hold up. Once these Concords, if they survive, they're like tree trunks. So I'm gonna have to think of something else to do with them if they grow well. Let's hope they do. So anyway, if you look down, let me see if you can get a big. I just planted all of them right down there. There they are. And you can see my vineyard over here. I'll go up a little closer maybe. You can see that big willow tree behind. I have to cut back that willow tree every once in a while to keep the shade, keep the sun shining on the Frontenac. So anyway, that's my vineyard, and that's what I did today on Saturday, May 25th. I don't know. I forgot the date.